Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and to today's tutorial. In today's video I'm going to be walking you through how to make this pretty blouse. It's actually a Donamatoshi design, and then I was thinking, okay, we should probably try it. So here we are today. I'm trying to do a tutorial on how to achieve so the goal for today is to actually show you how to achieve those pleats on the front of the blouse. So yeah, you already know how to do an ETON collar. So, and if you don't know how, you can just check my video tutorial on what's the name of the tutorial? It should be right on top of your screen. A tutorial on how to make a ruffle blouse. If the video tutorial is not on top of your screen, you can check it right in the description box down below. So yeah, let's move on with today's tutorial. It's actually a pleated, so we'll call it a pleated blouse or a top pleat. The pleat is actually a top pleat, so we can call it a top pleat blouse. So this is the pattern I'll be using for this tutorial. This is my this extension here serves as my button stand for the shirt, and this is my basic pattern. So I eliminated my darts from this pattern because I want to use like a dartless pattern for this blouse. So yeah, let's move on with what we need to do to get our pleats. Now, first things first, if you look at the picture, you see that we the shirt has like curved pleats. The pleats are not exactly straight, so the pleats are kind of like curved. So I'm going to be drawing those curved lines on top of my pattern right now. So I'm going to draw in I'm going to space it out by maybe 2 inches or 3 inches, depending on how wide you want your own pleat to be. So I'm just going to draw in those lines now. Now these are my curved lines all drawn. So all I did was to measure where I want my pleats to start from. So I wanted it to start from somewhere around there, around the neckline. So I drew in my pleated curve, my curved line here, and then for the next one, you have to decide how wide do you want your pleats to be. So I want my pleats to be like 2 inches. So you measure 2 inches width here, then you draw in your second curved line, then you draw again another 2 inches width around here. So you continue from your shoulder line here, and then you draw it, and then you draw another 2 inches width again. So it depends on how much pleats you want on your blouse and how wide you want your pleats to be. So now you can see, and that is all I have to do now to get my curved line. So we're going to now move on to the next right step. Now the next step will be to put this paper, your pattern, you put it aside, then we focus on this fabric. So you pick up your fabric, lay it flat on your table, and then you measure in from the edge here. You can measure in like maybe 3 inches or 4. So I'm going to draw in my 3 inches here. So I'm going to be using a pencil to mark out my lines, just so that it's visible enough for you to see. But please use a chalk to mark yours on your fabric, or you can use a fabric marker. And then the one thing I would also advise is that you test this out on a muslin or a calico or whatever you have, a scrap fabric that you have first, before you try it out on your actual fabric that you want to make. So yeah, I'm going to draw in my 3 inches now. So now that that's done, I'm going to mark in my tucks here. So I'll mark in my pleats here. So you mark in your first 2 inches pleats. So this is my first pleat right here on my paper. So now the next thing will be to I'll leave like a ½ inch space here. I'll leave like a ½ inch space here. Then I'll start drawing in my next 2 inches pleat. So you leave a space ½ inch and then you draw in your next 2 inches pleats. So this is top pleat 1, this is top pleat 2. So this space right here in the middle serves as the space between my first pleat and my second pleat. So this is just the ½ inch space I measured in just now. So this is my first pleat and this is my second pleat. I hope you understand. So you keep doing the same thing up till you get to the number of pleats you want for your blouse. So now I'm just going to keep doing because I have like how many pleats here? I have 4 pleats. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 2 more pleats to draw on my fabric. So I'll leave another ½ inch space again like I did earlier, and then I'll keep going. So this is pleat 1, this is pleat 2, this is pleat 3, this is pleat 4. So pleat 1, pleat 2, pleat 3, pleat 4. I hope you get the drift. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is to pick up my pattern piece here, and then I'll place it on top of my fabric. So I'm going to do that now. So I'll place the pattern piece in such a way that the lines here will match with the lines here. So this is my first pleat here, and then I'm going to align this line here with the first line I have here. So this line here would align with this line here. But first, before we do that, before I place my pattern paper on top of this fabric, I'm just going to fold my pleats now. So I'll fold this one, my first pleat. I'll fold it like this. I hope you can see. So you pick this and make sure this line and this line, they both touch each other like this, and then you pin from there. Then I'll fold the next one. This is my second pleat, so I'll do the next thing. After holding my pleats with pin, I tried to just like sew it with my needle and thread, just so that you guys can like see clearly what I did. So this is how I folded the pleats. You can see. So this is just pleat 1 that I've sewn. I hope you can see this. So this is just pleat 1. Then I'm going to go right ahead to fold this again like this way, this way, this way, in this curved manner, and then I'll sew down again, and that'll be pleat 2. And then I'll do it again for the third one, and it will be pleat 3, and then on and on and on till I get to the final pleat here. So I'm just going to do all of that with my needle and thread now, just so you can see what the pleats look like when I'm done. So then after that, we'll continue with the next step for this tutorial. Now these are my pleats all done. So this is my first pleat here. You can see my first pleat, my second pleat here, right here. The space we left, this is the space we left in the middle before. I hope you can see this. Then this is my second pleat, and this is the space again in the middle, and I have my third pleat here, and right here is my fourth pleat with the space in the middle here, and that is really all. So now all I have to do now is to place my pattern piece and align and make sure all my pleat lines align with the lines that I already drew on my pattern here. So I'll place my this is my first pleat tuck here. So I'll make sure this line aligns with this one. So this is it here. So you can see this. So this is this here. So I'm just going to pin that down. Then I'll spread this, my fabric, and make sure the second pleat also aligns. And this is the second pleat here. The second line here aligning with this second line here. And I'll do the same also for the other one. So I'm just going to pin this one down now. So now all I have to do now is to trace in my pattern on top of the fabric. So I'll trace this, the neckline here, 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 and my armhole here, my shoulder line here, and then that'll be all for this tutorial. So now I'm going to cut the outline of my pattern out from the fabric. So yeah, this is my button stand right here. This is my center front right here. This is my first pleat, my second pleat, my third pleat, my fourth pleat. This is the side. This is the side of my bodice. So this is my armhole right here, and this is my shoulder line here, and this right here is my neckline. So really all you have to do now is to go iron this flat. So instead of having your pleat standing like this, you can compress it. Instead of it standing like this, you can compress it like this, just so that it the sewing is not visible at all. So you compress it like this, and then you iron it really flat, like with your steam iron. So you iron it really flat like this. You can see this. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. So you iron it this really flat, and then that will be all. So yeah, this is just one side of the shirts. It's just for illustration, so I really don't have to do the other side of the shirt. So I hope you understand how I arrived at this point. So all I'm going to do now is to iron my pleats down, and then I would pin this to my miniature mannequin, just so that you can see the fit of the blouse. So this is what the back looks like. Where you can see, this is my armhole right here. This is the side, and this is where my button stand is. This is my neckline, my shoulder, my armhole right here, and this is my side. So all of this looks like, you know, this is like a really small illustration. So if you do it on an adult sized fabric, you understand. Once you try this out, you would just follow the steps I mentioned earlier, and then you get the whole thing. So yeah, that's it, guys. So guys, this happened. I didn't check the back of my iron before placing it on my blouse, so I needed to make another one. So I made this new one. It's all from the same pattern, although I didn't show you how I did this. It's also from the same pattern, and these are my pleats. This is my completed blouse, one side of my completed blouse. All you need to do, you remember to iron them on top of each other, so they all lay flat on top of each other, as you can see. And because I didn't iron this, because I didn't want to take chances with the iron ruining this one again, so that is why this part is a little bit curved. So you're supposed to like iron straight. So if you iron straight, you see, and this is where it's getting to, like the cuffed part is getting to the middle of my shirt right here. So if you iron flat, it's going to look like this. So you get the drift. So this one is also going to be curved, and then you iron it flat, and really that's that for all of that. And really you don't even also have to use needle and thread to sew this. It's because my blouse is tiny, it's a miniature one, so that it's easy for me to sew. That's why I used my sewing my needle and thread to stitch up my tuck pleats. So yeah, once you iron them on top of each other, the what's it called, the stitches, that is these stitches here, won't be showing because you are ironing and placing the folds on top of it. So this fold is covering the stitch of this fold, and the next fold is covering the stitch of the previous fold. And really that's the end of today's tutorial, guys. If you found today's tutorial helpful, don't forget to click on the like button down below your screen, and also subscribe to this channel. Okay, well, if you have any questions concerning today's tutorial, you know you can always type it in the comment section, and then I'll reply as soon as I can. And really that's the end of today's tutorial. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.